find a sleek piece of tech at the top of every recommendation list online, but when you search for the company website, there is nothing. It is a ghost. That is exactly what happens when you start digging into one of the most popular budget music players currently flooding the market. It claims to deliver concert-quality audio for a price that seems almost impossible. Most people see the machined aluminum shell and that satisfying physical scroll wheel and they just click buy. It feels solid in your hand. It has a weight that suggests high-end craftsmanship. There is no distracting touchscreen here. It is just you and the music. With 25 hours of battery life, it promises to be a reliable companion for long trips. It handles high-resolution files without breaking a sweat. Most listeners describe the sound as warm and full-bodied. It really makes vocals and jazz tracks pop. But there is a catch that most people miss until they have already loaded up their entire library. When you compare it to the main rivals in this price bracket, the gaps start to show up fast. One competitor offers a full high-definition screen and works as a dedicated converter for your computer. Another runs a specialized operating system with much better wireless connectivity. This budget unit is stuck with a tiny, low-resolution screen that feels like a throwback to 15 years ago. Then there is the track limit. If you have a massive collection, you are going to hit a wall. Once you pass 4,000 songs, the player stops organizing them properly. You are forced to navigate through folders like it is an old hard drive. It works, but it is not a smooth experience. It feels like a massive oversight for a device marketed to digital hoarders and audiophiles. The real mystery is what is actually happening under the hood. The official sales page lists a specific audio chip from a well-known European manufacturer. However, when people actually open these units up, they often find a much more powerful Japanese component inside. It is like ordering a standard sedan and finding a racing engine under the hood. That sounds like a win, but it points to a serious lack of consistency in the manufacturing process. You never truly know which version of the hardware is going to arrive at your door. One week it might be one set of internals, and the next week they might swap them out for something else without telling anyone. This is the risk you take with a brand that has no official presence outside of a massive retail platform. All your support and warranty claims go through the retailer alone. There is no direct line to the people who actually designed the circuit boards. Despite these weird inconsistencies, the device actually delivers on its core promise. It plays music, and it plays it very well. It punches way above its weight class when it comes to raw sound quality. Users keep reporting that it sounds better than devices that cost twice as much. It is a legitimate tool for anyone who wants to escape the world of streaming subscriptions and constant notifications. You just have to accept the rough edges and the documentation errors. You are buying a piece of hardware that is a bit of a gamble. I spend a lot of time tearing into these products because I want to know which ones actually earned their price tag. I would rather tell you the truth than fill your ears with polished marketing fluff. If you found this breakdown useful, there are ways to support this work that do not cost you anything extra. You can use the links provided to do your normal shopping, and a tiny portion of that goes toward keeping these deep dives going. It is a simple way to help out while you go about your day. Keep asking questions about the tech in your pocket. I will be back soon to help you figure out what is worth your hard-earned money and what is just a shiny piece of metal with a good marketing team.